So the traditional spay removes the ovary, the uterus, and the uterine horns. Okay? The result of that is that those dogs, they're reproductively incapable, one. Number two, they gain weight. Number three, they have a host of other ailments that come with having no estrogen. So that is what happens physiologically to a dog that you spay. When you do an ovary-sparing spay, you spare or leave the ovaries in, and you take out the uterine horns, the uterine body, and the cervix. And so those dogs, while they're still reproductively incapable, they maintain the estrogen that provides them with many benefits that in the past we've tended to discount. Healthier bones, stronger bones, more ligament flexibility, more pliability in the ligaments, less weight gain, less energy. Okay? So as a pet parent, you've got to decide what suits your specific situation. Okay? Those dogs that you ovary-spare and spay, they will still show signs of estrus. So they can get mammary gland development, they can even stand to be bred. They still contain all the hormones that make them exhibit those behaviors. That does not change. This is Butch. We just finished neutering Butch. We did a full neuter on him. So there's been this big movement about hormones and dog growth and development. You know, in female dogs, we have a regular spay, and then we have an ovary-sparing spay where we take all the parts out exclusive of the ovaries to maintain the hormones. Male dogs, like Butch, you can do a full castration, which removes the hormones, or you can do a vasectomy, which sterilizes him, but he keeps his testicles and he maintains his hormones. And there's no right answer either way. Okay, so dogs that we castrate, we know they have bone growth and development problems. They're susceptible to different types of cancers. They gain weight, diabetes, and things like that. For dogs that maintain their hormones, typically they have better muscle mass. They don't have as many orthopedic problems, including cruciate disease, arthritis, back disease. But there's behavioral consequences each way. Dogs that are castrated tend to behave better. They're more obedient. Dogs that are not, they tend to wander, do things that we don't like, and make our life miserable. What you need to know and take home from this video is that there's a couple different types of ways to neuter and alter animals, and you've got to weigh the pros and cons of each so you can make the right decision for your situation. We just finished castrating this dog, and I want to show you something that's really important. So you castrate a dog, there's the suture line, and you see it looks like we didn't do anything. He still has his testicles. And I know people are laughing and this is all funny and all that, but what you need to know is that blood runs into here, and so it gives this appearance, and depending on how much blood runs in there, may cause him to be sore, and some of that depends on his age and development back there. But the take-home message is this is a normal aftermath of a castration surgery for a scrotum to fill up with blood. Some people panic and say, oh, the vet made an incision but forgot to take the balls out. Well, that's not what happens. That's blood, and so that's important for you to know.
Another question I get a lot from is about the recommended age for spaying or neutering.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that go into that, okay? No, if you're talking about the individual health of that animal, independent of everything else, that the longer dogs retain their parts, and I'm talking about their ovaries and their testes and their hormones, you know, there's an advantage to that over the long haul in regard to some forms of cancer, in regard to strengthened ligaments, in regard to bone development, and the list goes on and on and on, okay? For large breed dogs, I try to really push them out to 18 months to 2 years, okay? Because I think, you know, those bones, you know, they grow faster, they turn over faster, they need those hormones to grow and to have good strength and toughness and hardness to those bones, okay? And I think pretty much the research supports that. In smaller dogs, okay, sometimes they're not so rigid. Why? Because their bones don't grow as big, okay? Because they're more resilient in their musculoskeletal systems. So some of those dogs, and this again is for the individual animal's health, some of those dogs, I'd push them out to a year of age. If you're talking about population health, okay, the main reason we've always spayed and neutered dogs is what? Is make them a little more docile because we remove their hormones, and make them too not want to go out and start breeding everything. Okay, so you know, if you have a dog that you want to be calm because they're too much as a puppy, then that's your choice, you know, in how you want to manage and handle your pet. If you want to castrate or spay them at 6 months of age. So it all depends on, you're talking about the health of that individual dog, or population control and other factors like living in your home environment, how that impacts at what point you choose to spay and neuter your pet. So
Awesome.
2 different answers.
Yep, yep. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome as always. This is Journey, and we just did a spay on Journey, and I just wanted you to show you the incision and give you a few tips on how to take care of the incision. So after a cat spay, the incision, although it's small, cats love to go and start licking it next day, and they can lick it good. So you need to make sure and put an e-collar on. But when cats come to us to remove the sutures, many times you see this little area right here. Journey's been licking on this back here, and I can tell this because it's a little red and this little tint to the skin back here. We want to not have that happen. But that should be about the normal size of a spay incision, and if they lick it, lots of times it'll abscess and create problems. So you just need to be aware and be cognizant of the fact that cats love to lick incisions, and they lick, lick, lick. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm Marc Smith, Veterinarian, Natural Trace Veterinary Services. If you have questions or concerns about anything to do with the pet, 615-750-2248. Thank you again.